little bit of that, a little bit of this, a whole lot of that. Little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a whole lot of that. Thank you for tuning in to a little bit of this, a little bit of that. This is your girl, Ms.G, aka As Sexy As I Wanna Be. You're now listening to one of the hottest podcasts that's out right now, where we'll be talking about relationship, politics, real estate investments, up and coming new artists. I will have guest co-hosts as well as live interviews, so you don't want to miss this gossip with the tea. So please stay tuned for your number one hottest new podcast. Thank you for joining me on a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm your host, Ms.G, aka As Sexy As I Wanna Be. I definitely want to thank you for tuning in. This is the first episode of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I'm excited to have you here talking to you guys, getting all you guys' input and feedback on what we have on the show. Just to give a little background about myself, I am definitely trying to break the grounds of being in entrepreneurship. I am networking. In my circle, they consider me a positive spirit, motivational speaker, that person you could call at 2 o'clock in the morning and cry your heart out and not go through anything alone. Loyalty, family oriented, definitely took a village to raise me and put me on the right track, and I'm thankful for that village. I'm the baby out of 4 siblings, and I love them dearly. I have a mother who's still with us, a father who's deceased. I believe they did their very best with the resources they were given to raise their family. I think in the Black community, we forget that we are kind of from the same realm of a background, so to say. You have some of those that come out a lot better than others, but it is a struggling fight to be Black and successful in America, and it has been for decades, and it's even more stressful to be accepted among other Black people. So it's a stress within itself, depending on where you're from and what you come from and the background that was set up for you. And if you had that village, being a little girl from Charlotte, North Carolina, which when I was coming up, it was a little countryer than it is now. Kind of developed into a really major city. The challenges that we faced back then with getting jobs or being discriminated against or, fighting in the neighborhood, trying to survive, you had pretty much everything against you when I was coming up. I'm an 80s baby. It's been a journey for me. I've been married, divorced, 10 years. It was very beautiful. We're still best friends to this day, just because of communication and forgiveness and loyalty. He's my family, and his life partner is too. I strive on building relationships in the community. I strive on bringing people into the community to understand it. This podcast is really about people who are trying to connect, who are trying to network, who are trying to turn over a new leaf. It took me a long time, and I'm still going through things. Don't think that I have it all in the bag, and I'm just an average Joe. I'm a little crumb compared to what's out here, and I'm trying to take flight. It's important that you have a voice, and it's important that you speak as loud as possible, that you can get your point across if you have something to say. I have a lot to say. I find myself talking to family, friends, co-workers, on some things with coworkers. But, just dealing with politics, dealing with relationships, and the stereotype that comes with the black community. All black women are not sassy. All black women are not ghetto. All black women are, not the bottom of the scum. You do have black women like myself who work a 9 to 5, who take care of their household. I do not have children in the physical, but I do have 5 in heaven. That take care of their families, that nurtures their families. They're their backbone. They're the strength, the unspoken heroes. I'm here for those people and those women, the unspoken heroes. A lot of people, go to social media and, they paint this perfect picture of life, and it's bullshit. To me, we need an outlet, a special outlet for us, because we're dealing with a lot as far as mental health. We're dealing with a lot with health. We're dealing with a lot with just COVID. And then education-wise, understanding the black community. Some don't have the proper Wi-Fi to, even help teach their kids at home. It's a struggle every day. Some people don't have food. Some people are running short on resources. A lot of people can't pay their rent. Of course, if you know, and if you don't know, now you do, I am in property management. I have been for a few years, and just to learn a lot about the struggle and how people mindset goes to when they're finding somewhere to live. I don't like to touch on this because it's really something that should have been learned a long time ago, but the struggles of filling out a money order, the struggles of understanding a lease agreement, I want to make all this clear to my people that don't know. I want to go over everything in this show pertaining our lifestyle, pertaining what we come from, pertaining how we can build and establish relationships in our community. And I really want to touch on black women. I'm not sure, and I have to ask the black men if they have a harder time building these relationships with each other. But black women, we have a hard time building relationships and keeping them. And, it's always something, it's always some drama. And I want to kind of get to the meat of that. Me being a black woman myself, I've had challenges building relationships with black women, and I don't understand why. Maybe because I'm cut from a different cloth, maybe because I'm too outspoken. I don't know, but I show the love, and I do get it in return, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of us in the workplace that don't know how to help and carry one another. It's a lot of us in the workplace that don't know how to educate. It's a lot of us that are well off and have a younger us come behind them and feels threatened, or instead of schooling them or getting to talk to them or mentor them. I was once a young black girl in corporate America, and when I first started, I thought I had that role model leadership in the workplace. Come to find out, she backstabbed me and did all kinds of stuff to get me out, potentially because I was a threat. But at the same time, me and her could have conversed and talked to establish and build a relationship. I am a person that has a very open mind, a very wide range of a point of view. I think that we need to start building up black families again. I think we need to start becoming more of a unit as a community and understanding what's happening to us, in today's society. The impeachment is going to start with Trump. Police brutality in our own community that we're doing to ourselves, poverty. Charlotte, North Carolina was a beautiful downtown scenery when I was coming in. If you go a little further on North Tryon, you will see that it has become tent city. it's a lot to take in when you're from somewhere that used to be such a beautiful place and such an enjoyment just to ride the bus or catch the train downtown and just walk around and enjoy the fruits of downtown. I do believe my state is coming along. I have experienced racism since I started working in Charlotte. So it's no secret. It's all out. I definitely want to build these bridges back, though. And I think we can do this on this show. I really do. This is my baby. This is something that means the world to me. And I hope you guys stay tuned because we're going to talk about a lot of touchy topics. I just wanted to definitely give background on me, background on my perspectives, background on what it is that we're going to be talking about, building relationships, real estate investment, mental health. We're going to have local artists on. We're going to have fun. We're going to comedy. We're going to cut up, guest co-host. It's really going to be a loving, touching, outright dramatization. I'm going to try to minimize it, but I do have some very outspoken people. And, we're going to try to carry on this podcast show and hope it reaches the youth, hope it reaches people who are struggling and going through things right now. Depression, being one of them is heavy in America. I do want to talk about the cop who committed suicide before or after he made a video about police brutality and what he said in a video and the mental health in the community. It's very sad that people are taking their lives because it becomes overwhelming, becomes too much. He served his country. He came back out in law enforcement. He was a great deal to his community. And, I want to touch on things and stories like that in that nature and get into the positive to stop suicide, to see if we can reach out because mental health awareness is very serious in my community, and not saying that it's not in others, but in my community it's very serious, and we feel that we have some kind of stigma or we don't need counseling or this doesn't happen to black folks, but it does. We're not immune, just like we're not immune from COVID. I look forward to challenging these topics. I look forward to speaking to you guys about what it is that you're facing because I really do care. And I do want to challenge the mindset and see if we could change the perspective. I look forward to building relationships. I look forward to talking to those who don't know how to step out or those who are wanting to tell their story and how they went through challenges and how they came out of it so we can help someone else with a similar story or maybe going through some similar struggles. So we want to vent this out. We want to get this out because the only way we're going to heal is to recognize the sickness, to recognize that we as a community need to come get together better and stand our ground, have better communication, teach our young girls, teach our young men, understand what creating wealth is and trying to come up in the horizons. And, I'm right there, one step, one click, one pause, one everything with you. So I think it's important that we start tackling these relationships because the new generation that's coming behind us, they're seeing all this crazy, insane drama and they're digesting it so young, and we've been in it for a while to where we're just norm to it. So we need to break that cycle and teach our youth that this is not okay. This is not okay to keep a secret. This is not okay. You need to talk to somebody. You need to tell somebody. Don't keep this in. In the black community, that's really big in the households, and majority of the households in the black community is to keep everything silent. You know, don't tell this, and this about the family. Even if it's wrong, it's kept. So I want to break those cycles. I want to break that bad chain of communication. And this is what we're going to do here at a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're breaking cycles. We're reinventing. We're starting anew. We're coming out. We're being happy. We're being loving, caring, sincere, togetherness. Not only just that, we're helping each other network, entrepreneurship. Like I said, I have a line coming out. I'm very excited about it. I have a t-shirt company as well. If you need t-shirts, you need something made for your community, the church, your birthday, definitely reach out to me on that. I make hats, cups, all kind of accessories that you would need, bags. I also, can't wait for you guys to check out the line when it does come out. So it's about building these platforms to where people can positively come in and say, hey, okay, yeah, this looks great, this is good, let's do business, or how did you do that, or what did you do? So I think it's important for us to challenge ourselves as well as one another to have and build greatness. And if you don't know where to start, to educate and start helping each other. Each one teach one. So this podcast is going to be a wide range of topics. That's why I named it a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because it's a big pot. I look at it as a big pot of gumbo. And you have all different types of flavors and meat, and it's just juicy. And when you take it out, you put it on a bowl and put it in a plate or whatever you put it on, you have this sense of fulfillment. And that's what I want to do here at a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So please stay tuned. Email me if you want to be on the show. Email me if you want to have some topics or whatever we're talking about. You want to chime in, I will have you on the show. I will interview you personally myself. The email is a little bit of that, a little bit of this at gmail.com, and that is abbreviated. That is ALIL. And that's for both. So definitely tune in, definitely chime in. And we're going to have these hot topics. So I look forward to speaking to you guys. I look forward to building these relationships, establishing a communication, a platform, a foreground for us to come and speak, and there's no judgment. I look forward to the outreach in the community. Now that COVID's present and we have to live differently, because this is going to take a while for our government to get it under control. I feel like the black community, we need to pay attention. We need to pay attention to what our children are eating. We need to start fasting. We need to promote more meditation, yoga. I'm not telling you things that I haven't done or I am doing. I went and did hot yoga with a coworker. True story, can't make it up. So this young, beautiful, down-to-earth white girl came to me. I was in the cleaning service in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was trying to start, my business, find my way. And she came to me and she said, hey, you think you could clean my studio? You can participate in hot yoga for free, and I'll pay you X amount of dollars. I said, okay, great, cool. The studio wasn't but so big. Went in and cleaned it, and then went back and did hot yoga. I had never experienced yoga, let alone hot yoga. In my mind, true story, can't make it up. And, pay homage to Kevin Hart for the saying, But no, this is facts. So I went in with my yoga outfit on, my mat, and I had on a wig. I don't know why I had on a wig to go do hot yoga. I'm thinking hot yoga is something that they're doing in the positions that, um, within the course of the exercise or whatever you're gonna heat up, so you have time to get out, cool off if it's too much for you. So I go in with this hot ass wig on and my yoga outfit, thinking I'm hashtag bomb.com negative. So you could tell people were looking at me because I was so out of place. And I'm going in just as confident as a big girl should be and motivated to learn and do hot yoga. So I'm in there, and then automatically the heat was overwhelming. So I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm just overheated, nervous, anxiety, but I'm going to get through this. So the instructor started with simple positions, and we were doing the movements, and it was so comforting and to the body. I was enjoying it. But it got so hot. The way I was sweating, the instructor stopped me, pulled me outside, and said, I know you're new. I know this is a lot, but you look like you're about to pass out. So she gave me several bottles of water. She told me to please not wear a hairpiece, a wig, next time, because this is something that is, very intense. She says normally people who start doing yoga don't start out doing hot yoga. And I'm getting this education. I'm not knowing. I was invited. I'm just trying to feel the realms of yoga and, support a friend and a coworker as well. So it was challenging for me because I was the only black girl in there. And it was challenging because I didn't want to seem out of place, but I was. And they were so helpful. The whole yoga class cheered me on. The whole yoga class was just so beautiful in the nature. And they were all white. Maybe a few, maybe one or two Spanish, but majority white. And I say this because the love and the support that I got for trying. Now, if I could get that love and support from my community, and I can prove this theory wrong, that we can support each other, we can love on each other, we can pat each other on the back, we can say good job, and not have side talk afterwards, and it is what it is. That was the biggest thing, because here I am, this plus size woman. I'm a smoker. I have my own challenges. So I'm in this yoga class. I'm out of my element. I'm out of my world. And I never shy away from doing something different, because you live once. So you want to at least try. And you never know if you'll like it. Now, hot yoga, I did not continue to do, because that's something that my body wasn't ready for physically, to take on such an intense temperature as well as intense formation that the instructor was giving off. But you live and you learn. And the point of me telling that story was the fact that I got so much love from the class, complete strangers. And I was the only African American female in that class. And nobody passed judgment on me. Actually, a couple of people gave me their information so they can train me and help me with the first stages of yoga. So you never know what you'll get in this world until you step out on faith, or you step out trying to help someone, or you excuse me, step into a different realm and do something that is out of your comfort zone. You know, the mentality that a lot of my people have is the basic mindset mentality. And I'm not downing my people. I'm definitely pointing out things that we need to work on. I love being black. Every day I wake up, I thank God for waking me up. The Most High God, thank God for waking me up. But I also get excited about what the Spirit is going to move me in today or the next day. And how can I reach someone who's going through something or who's scared to try something? You know, I'm the person that would try something once, except experiment with drugs. I'm not her. I'm not that person. I don't promote violence. I don't promote drug use. I promote the betterness for our communities. I promote togetherness as a human race, as a people. So the fact that I got so much love in that yoga class made me look at white people a lot differently. Excuse me, I can't talk today. But it gave me a light, and I reversed it and said, I wonder if it was a class full of black people, would that have gone the same way? Would it have been more jokes? Would it have been more whispers, more negative? And that's what we kind of seem to do to each other. And why I say this is because the background from which I come from, if you were listening earlier, you know, going to school and being from what they would call poverty, you have bullies, you have kids that are very ruthless, and then you go to high school and it's the same thing, and it's a classroom of your peers, and you struggle in math, or you struggle with reading, or, you know, history, whatever it is that you struggle with. It was always picked at. It was always you know, bullied, you know, no encouragement, no, you can do it, take your time. It was always a challenge, and I've seen it. I've gone through it myself. You know, I had to fight all the way through school. I had to take some L's. You know, I'm happy that I made it over 25. You know, I've gotten jumped. I've had broken ribs. For no reason, just because I was who I was, just because I was Ms.G. I didn't spread, you know, gossip, or, you know, people just wanted to try me, just to try me. It was just something about me. I carried, I don't know, this vibe, and they just wanted to fight me for no reason. And it was so crazy. And I want to get to the bottom of that mental health, because I was a sweet child. You know, if anyone talked to me, I talked back. If anyone tried to bully me, I stood up for myself. I fought if I had to. You know, this is just the nature. Like I said, I don't promote violence, but you do have to, you know, offend yourself. You do have to go out in this world and be prepared to defend yourself, you know. So the challenges roll deep, and this is all I want you guys to know, that when you're driving, or you're walking, or you're going into work, how can you be a better individual each day? How can you make this world better, one person at a time? You know, just getting an understanding, agreeing to disagree with a person, mending relationships, mending friendships that mean the world to you. You know, family who hasn't talked to each other because something happened at the last year cookout, or the family reunion, or, Anything. We have, excuse me, we only have one life to live. And you don't want to leave this world with regrets of things you coulda, shoulda done that you had the chance to do because you were so worried about what people thought. Or you were so worried how you were going to get crucified online. Yes, you have bullies that are online. You have racists that are online. It's in the everyday world. But is that going to stop you from your journey? Should that stop you from your journey? Should that stop you from speaking your mind, elevating yourself, taking charge of who you are, and understanding that regardless of what anybody says, everybody's going to have an opinion. Everybody's going to have an opinion about me. They're going to have an opinion about the next person, the next person. So if it's not me jumping it off, who better else? I never cared about what one said. I had to really, really understand that at a young age because I was out in these streets and I was out doing stuff I had no business doing. But I learned to develop tough skin and I learned to not care what others say because what others say doesn't make me or break me. And it comes to a point in time that line could get thin depending on what your career is, depending on what you are trying to do. But if you are self-made and you're creating yourself from the mud, nobody can take that from you at all. Nobody. You and whatever God you believe in, whatever spirituality you are, nobody can take that from you. It's only one you. I don't care how many people say, oh, you look like such and such. Oh, you look like this person. It's only one you. And you have to live out your life. You have to live out your dreams and plan. Now that we're in the pandemic state of mind, it's a lot tougher because we can't move the way we want to. We can't do the things that we want to. So now we have to create a whole different outlook, a whole out-of-body experience of challenges that we're facing, and it's hard. So I want you guys to chime in, email. Let's get these interviews going. Let's get you guys' point of view and perspective. I want to definitely touch on the first episode about what this is about, what this show, what this podcast is about, what we stand for here at a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I want to be able to help someone get over whatever it is they're going through. And I want a support system for the little people. We're so keen on, making people famous that I don't believe deserve to be. And I'm not hating nobody's, wrath, but what message are you putting out? What message are you sending? Yes, I love a good laugh. I love comedy. I love documentaries. I love. But if I'm going to support something, it has to stand for something. It has to really, truly stand for something. And I want you guys to know that I stand for something. I want you to know that I'm in my community. I want you to know that I help my community. I have helped my community. I have fed the homeless. I've given donations after donations. So the unspoken heroes, it's time to arise. It's time to come out. It's time to be who we are. And the world needs us right now. The world needs us. And it's crazy because I run into so many people and I stream on anything I could possibly stream on to get the podcast out. And I met some incredible people. And I met a lot of people that are dealing with bullies, a lot of people dealing with depression, a lot of people fighting each day they get up and try to make something better. That's hard. People don't know. That comes from the gut. That is really, really hard when you're fighting depression, as well as your mental health. It's that healthy. It's just something that we are really working on each day. So I want you guys to tune in. I want you guys to email me. Let me know your thoughts. Feel free to tell me your story. Let's work through it as a community. I'm far from a doctor. I'm far from a counselor. But what I am is a positive spirit. What I am is a positive person to sending you positive energy. I am a God-fearing person. I do believe in that entity. I do believe that we do need to have some form of righteousness in our lives. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to cut up. You will hear this sometime, as well as see it on the show. So we are creating a platform for those who are afraid to speak. We're creating a platform for those who need more encouragement. We are also creating a platform for those who are already established and want to help those who need help, need little guidance, need that little push, what we call a village. We're here for that. I look up to a lot of people in the industry that talk, and I listen to a lot of shows as far as pertaining, the community, our community, but nothing really has gotten too deep. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe you guys could let me know who I'm missing, who I need to converse with. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the everyday people who go to work, who work at Taco Bell, Wendy's, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, the people who are in customer service that makes our lives go around, grocery stores, banks, people not just sitting behind a desk calling shots and, not caring and just seeing numbers. I'm here for the real people, and I'm going to be here for a while, as long as God has me. And I feel like I'm on a journey. I feel like I want you guys to take this journey with me. And we're going to have our ups, we're going to have our downs. But the most thing about it is we're going to work through it together. You're not alone. You don't have to fight this alone. I do get it. I want to get it if I don't get it. And I'm here to challenge you each day. I'm here to bring you topics each day. I'm here to motivate you each day. I'm here to give you encouragement each day. Ins and outs of the world can take us by surprise. So, I want to hear from you guys what your challenges are, what you're facing right now, with the COVID, the not working, the unemployment, the stimulants. How's your household changed? How's your life changed? I want to hear from the people. Definitely chime in. Let's set up an interview. Like I said, the email is a little bit of that, a little bit of this at gmail.com. And that is abbreviated. So it's ALIL. And I want you guys to email me in. I want you guys to get deep with your topics. Be truthful. You can remain anonymous if you're not comfortable. And we're going to go from there. I look forward to having you on the show. And we will definitely chime back in on a little bit of this, a little bit of that.